So here we go. 5, 4, fading on 3, 2, you are hot. You're hot.
What up, lookers and lovers? It's your girl Tank back up in this thing. I hope and I pray that you guys had an amazing weekend. We have a show for them tonight, don't we, Lady O?
Yes, ma'am.
We have a show for you guys tonight, but of course, we have to catch up with your girl so you guys can see what I was up to this weekend. It was a lot going on this weekend. I stayed in on Friday because I got a lot of stuff going on, so I was doing a little work, taking care of some business on Friday. But on Saturday, we celebrated my brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Seto. So we said, there's me and said, if y'all know me, when you see me, you see him. When you see him, you see me. Said awesome. We celebrated his birthday. Do we have the video? So we don't have the video. So we celebrated at Mardi Gras Cajun cuisine in the Mesquite. I'll give you guys some information later about that business because Lady O is associated with that business. So she's going to tell you guys a little bit about her business and her association. But this daiquiri bar did a grand reopening. New owner, new name, everything, right?
Same owner, same name, just a remodel.
Okay. Same owner, same name, remodel, and it's bomb. Okay, it's bomb. So shout out to Oki over there at Mardi Gras. If you guys are in Mesquite or if you're not, take the drive over there. The food is amazing. The drinks are amazing. Okay, yeah, there are 2 locations. Skillman.
Yep.
Skillman, there's a location on Skillman, there's a location on Galloway. So we'll have more information about that. So let's get to this weekend. So after celebrating with said, on Sunday, I got a last minute invite to the New Edition show. When I tell y'all, baby, if you missed this show, this concert was amazing. It was New Edition, Keith Sweat, Guy, who else was there? Tank opened up. So we got there. Tank, y'all know Tank had his shirt off, right? Of course, he had his shirt off, honey. And the girls were loving it. The girls were here for it. They were here for the shirt off with Tank. Tank's got a nice body. And I know Tank's about 50, at least or something. Did we have any video that we could show? Did our video upload?
Yeah.
I had some video, but I don't know if it could upload or not. But yeah. So as you guys see, your boys was in full effect, okay? When I tell you New Edition came out, they did an amazing job. Keith Sweat showed his natural black ass. Like, he did really good. I'm a Keith Sweat fan. I don't care about no begging. I don't care about none of that. I'm a make it last. Baby, when I tell you, girl lost about 3 pounds last night because I was dancing and dancing. Y'all know my section at the concert was lit. So thanks for the last minute invite to Kevin. I appreciate you, a friend of mine. It was an awesome event. Let's talk about something. You guys know Final Four for the women was this weekend in Dallas, and it brought out a crowd. When I tell you, people were everywhere in the city. It was a very, very good series, very good games, lots of excitement. Shout out to the LSU women on their championship. Look at there. Y'all, it don't get no better. It doesn't get any better. I think the energy from this team, the coach, the camaraderie, all of it just feels really, really good. You know what I'm saying? It feels good to see our young women in athletics surrounding themselves and each other with the power of I can. You know what I'm saying? A team of mixed culture. Look, the coach, honey, when I tell you she's a diva, how you gonna have on animal print? Shiny animal. That's my kind of girl, honey. That is my kind of girl. She's always cute all the time, right? Oh, she's always cute. So let's talk about it, because you guys know it can't. It's never any excitement without a little bit of drama, right? Okay. So there was a "you can't see me" move that a team on the other that a player on the other team decided that she wanted to come with. Right? You see it up there. You can't see me, and that wasn't. It wasn't. Nobody said it was a bad thing when she did it. It was kind of like she's competitive, that's
Mm-hmm.
just part of the game. They wrote it off. But when we did it, it was a problem, right? When we did it, it was a problem. When the LSU player, when she did it, it was just so problematic. They made it. Did they give her a file or something? Do you guys remember? Did they do something? Okay, so unsportsmanlike baby, let me tell you, it's okay. It's it's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when we do it, and we all know what I mean when I say we. Had that been, I'm just gonna say for kicks and giggles, had that been somebody of a different skin color that was white as well, I have a feeling that that wouldn't have been taken that way. You understand what I'm saying? Because the other player, to my knowledge, did not receive any. There was nothing said, nothing done to her. But when it came to LSU, it was a problem. So here, I want to read something to you guys that somebody wrote. And this comment, actually, let me see. I found it on Facebook because y'all know I be with everybody on Facebook. I be looking at everything. Your girl don't miss nothing. Okay, if it's something going on, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna find out. So I think this comment came from Christopher Riddick, and Christopher said, real politely, if you thought Caitlin Clark's "you can't see me" hand gesture was pretty cool last week, but Angel Reese making the same gesture was classless today, then you must be honest about what's driving your reactions. If you've seen plenty of reactions to Reese in just a matter of hours, but just how leaning on that Clark did she the same thing during the Elite Eight game last week, then you must question why one situation has become media fatter while the other was apparently not newsworthy at all. If you're saying, well, Reese made the gesture towards Clark while seeming not to know that Clark made her gesture towards Louisville's Haley Van Lith, then you must examine why you fixated on the details at that event and cared less about the details of the other. These same scenarios are prevalent in spaces across the globe, especially in the United States. Some folks get to be confident while others are called arrogant. Y'all know what they say. Our personalities are way too strong sometimes, but that's us being arrogant instead of confident. You know what I'm saying? It's the strong black woman syndrome that we're dealing with here, and we have to deal with it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So some folks called it passionate, while others labeled her angry, right? Others labeled her angry. Some folks are praised for exhibiting leadership qualities, while others are chastised for not knowing their place. All he's saying is when we encourage certain behaviors for particular social identities while criticizing others for demonstrating those same behaviors, we perpetuate environments that are not inclusive and stand in the way of belongingness. So we want to be inclusive all the time. Long story short, they had no business saying shit to her about that gesture, but she showed them what it was. She showed them that, now I got a ring. You can see me, and now I got a ring. So we
Got a
want to,
quote. That's
yeah,
a
she
quote.
said, all year I was criticized about who I was. I'm too hood. I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year. When other people do it, y'all don't say nothing. This was for the girls that look like me. Kudos
Mm-hmm.
to you, Angel Reese. And this little girl, this young lady will go very far because of her way of thinking. My advice to her is stay genuine, stay authentic, stay true to who she is. Make sure that nobody and nothing penetrates who you are, because people are always going to come down on you. It's just the beginning. This is sports for her. She wants to go a long way. So you're gonna have to deal with way more than this shit. Once she gets out into the WNBA world, once she gets in the business world, she's gonna have to deal with it. But I have no doubt that she'll be able to handle it. Let's see what we had. Something else that we
had the
NBA.
We had the NBA people comment on it.
Let's see. People hating on Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark. Stop. Unapologetically confident young women should be celebrated, not hated. Get used to it. NBA Central said it was cute when Caitlin Clark did it. Y'all didn't have any issues with it at all. So don't be outraged and taking and talking about class and sportsmanship when Angel Reese does the same thing. That was from a former NBA player, Eaton Thomas. Yeah, that's true. Like, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Let's just keep the game going. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no need for people to get in an uproar. And you guys know this happens with women, not just in sports, but all the time. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you know now you know what went on today, didn't you?
What happened today?
Jill Biden invited Iowa to the White House. Well, losers don't go to the White House because she said they had good sportsmanship. Only the winners go to the White House. So now she wants both of them to come. So LSU may not even go.
Initially, she only invited Iowa.
No. It's a standard. Whenever you win, pro or
college, go to the White House.
Yeah, not the losers.
But she invited both of them.
Yes, they don't go because she said
they had sportsmanship.
Okay, and
all teams should.
Yeah, that's the case.
Yeah, it's just a case of us versus them. They always make it. They try to seem like we try to reverse the narrative and make it about black and white. It's not really us all the time. It's us responding to their actions of doing so. I'm telling you, it's hard out here for us pimps. It is.
Especially in Louisiana, because that's mostly where the backlash comes from.
Yes.
That's where I'm from. And backlash came from, regardless of LSU in Louisiana.
Right.
It's still a black girl.
It's a black girl. It's all they make it. They form the narrative and make it black and white. And when we make mention of us noticing it, then it's a problem. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to really be careful of the false narratives that are placed on us. We have to really be careful.
It's basically it's taking away her victory.
The shine off of them and putting it on something negative.
They didn't even get it. Even talk about her whole press conference. When she shined the light on the freshmen. Yeah. She's really a leader. Yeah,
she's a leader, and they're gonna do, but she'll get it back. She'll be fine. I can tell from her energy that she's gonna be good. She's not afraid to speak her mind. She's not afraid to step up. So this is just gonna drive her even further. Hopefully this will land her a lot of deals. And she'll eat a lot of good meals, and she'll feel really good about herself. Exactly. I'm sure there's some sneaker brands out there waiting to jump on it because we need more women with those types of deals. More women with sports, like related deals going on. So congratulations again to LSU. Right now we're gonna take a quick break. Y'all know we gotta take a pause for the cause. When we come back, you guys know tonight's show is about the girl code. Last week, the men brought the shit. Today, I need you ladies to chime in. I need you guys to go to my personal Facebook and my Tank Talks Facebook, and you guys need to chime in. We're coming back in a few minutes with Lady O. Y'all stay right there. And just like that, we're back. Thank you guys. For those of you just hopping on, happy Money Making Monday. Today we're talking about cracking the girl code. Tell your girls, tell your mamas, tell your aunties, tell your sisters to hop on. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys think about the girl code. If it exists, do you abide by it? Have you broken it? What the fuck do you think? With me right now is Lady O. Hey, Lady O.
Hey, y'all.
So, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
I'm Lady O. I'm the owner of Lady O's Cajun Kitchen in our partnership with Mardi Gras Daiquiris in Mesquite and in North Dallas on Skillman. The address in Mesquite is 9245 Skillman Street, and in Mesquite is 1336 North Galloway. You can find me at any of those places.
Where are you from?
I'm from New Orleans. I'm born in Mississippi, but I was raised 100% in New Orleans.
As if we couldn't already tell, honey. Put that
You hear me, baby?
100% New Orleans.
You hear me?
You good.
You hear me?
You heard me.
My wife from the St. Bernard Project.
Okay, we neighbors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm from the Calio Project.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So welcome to St. Talks, honey. You know, we said we're gonna talk about this girl code, right?
Girl code. There's definitely a girl code. Now, what I know in this new day and age, we haven't been real with the girl code. It's a lot of loopholes being dug in a girl code.
So let's talk about it. A girl code to you, can you define it? Like what you feel about
a girl code? The spectrum is so wide for me. Don't hate on your friends. Cheer your friends, support your friends without a discount. Being honest, especially in the dating world, everybody is in all these different types of relationship, poly and open and all these different type of relationship. I just feel like just being honest and stop hiding. If you're dealing with a person, let your homegirl, hey, that was what they call them, not sneaky link. That's my sneaky
exactly.
Link. And let her know because she can't really break the code if you don't know there's a code to be broken. So I think it's a big genre of when we saying the girl code.
So have you ever broken the girl code that you could remember, like intentionally, unintentionally?
It was a girl code. I probably was about I'm gonna say about 14 or 15. Me and my now best friend. We were friends. We wasn't like best friends, and we dated the same boy. But when you were younger. Yeah, but he was grimy though. He dated a couple of my friends.
He was from New Orleans.
He's from New Orleans.
Aren't they all grimy?
But we all got together. We all got together, and we, how they call them on three-way.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Tip them on it.
Everybody's done that.
Yeah, that's how we kind of bust them. But other than that, now it's no. I've never.
Yeah, well, that you charge that one to the game. Charge that one to the game because when you know better, you do better. As we become older. I'm pretty sure, and don't y'all fucking come for me, because y'all know I'm an open book with some shit. The majority of the shit. I'm pretty sure I've broken the girl code here or there when I was younger. It was never sleeping with somebody's ex. It was never messing with their current boyfriend. I'm trying to think like what I could have done that. It was probably talking or something like that, saying something in the wrong fashion, maybe to the wrong person. But what I've learned, and I think it was talking, I think more so or less, it was me talking in confidence after me thinking speaking in confidence to one of my friends in regards to another one of my friends, but I probably should have let that lie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Thinking that, exactly. Yeah. So that's something I learned is I don't speak on my girlfriend's business to other girlfriends. I allow them to say that. Now I may speak in general about something. Oh, they have something going on. They're trying to work that out. I'm not going to tell my girlfriend's business. I'll let her do that. I don't care how close I am to the other person. Because I kind of feel like there's a line drawn there. There's a thin line there because not all of your people in the same circle know everybody's business, and I think
hold the same value.
Exactly, and I think that needs to be something that people share for themselves. And my group of friends, which I call my sisters, I think we hold that same value. We hold that true to be for each other. Like, we will not necessarily talk about each other's business unless the other person mentions it, and says so, because just because you and I are close doesn't mean that Mary comes on and I need to tell Mary what's going on with you. Absolutely. Because she hangs out with us. That's not how it goes. Yeah. And I think people need to realize that's a code.
Right.
Keep your mouth shut. So girl code, what is rule number 1 of girl code? Okay, never, ever, 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 ever leave without your friend unless you've gotten her consent. And even then, use your judgment and not hers. Part of a girl's main job is to boost confidence and morale when it comes to her BFFs, dating life, or friend. So if I come with you, I'm leaving with you unless you say to me, I'm leaving with Billy, or I'm leaving with Sandra, or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? That champagne thing just popped right on up out of there. Yeah. I must need a refill already because, girl, it just popped out. Okay, but yeah, so how do you feel about that? If I come with you, I'm leaving with you unless the consent is given. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. Not even if the consent is given, I have to know that you're good.
Yeah.
You're not just going because the alcohol talking.
Exactly. Okay.
You gotta make sure that you're good.
Okay, make sure that girl, I'm good, because it's happened too many times where you felt like, I know with me, I felt like shit after I left them, even though they said I should have used my better judgment, not their alcoholic shit going on, speaking for them, because the alcohol starts speaking for you. And things start happening for them, and then they think, something else going on. And later on, you feel like shit because you find out like nothing bad happened or could have, but you just don't want to take any chances. I want to make sure everybody gets home. I need you to text me when your ass get home. I need you to make sure if you're leaving with Billy, I need you to give me Billy's. Ask my friend.
I need your location.
I will send a picture. I will share my location. Yeah. I send their phone number. I send the address where I'm going to be. If there's anything in question, so that somebody can know. So let's say hey to some people who chimed in. Hey, Don. Oh, he said the player's not tripping about it at all. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, Lacey. Hey, Ramona. Hey, Shay. Shay, we're going to have you on in a minute. You guys, we're going to have Shay on. I can't wait. Hey, Nacy. Hey, Kevin. Bianca, I saw you were on too. Thank you guys for hopping on. We are talking about the girl code. Guys, I want you guys to listen to this too. I don't know if you caught last week's show. You can go back and catch the rerun on this page. But the girl code is super important, right?
It's very
Let's
important.
see what some people had to say. And then we're going to chime in with our shit, okay?
Okay.
Let's see what some people had to say, Dawn.
Okay, let me do this before I bring it up. Okay.
2 words, girl code. Girl code is the unwritten and often unspoken set of rules or ethics that exist between a girl and her people. Okay, simply stated, the girl codes are commandments that outline the do's and don'ts of a good friendship. Whether the rules are implicit or explicit, they're generally what make or break a friendship, which is true. I've had some shit happen that made or broke a friendship. Like recently, something happened between me and somebody I was very close to for a really long time, and the friendship was dissolved. Unfortunately, it hurt. That's how it had to be. But one thing I will not do, I'm not going to handle you any kind of way. I'm not going to speak to or about you in any kind of way. I'm not going to throw anything in your face about you or your situation or anything that's going on with you and I. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't fuck around like that. Yeah. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. And I expect the same thing for you. Yeah. Once that line is crossed, I love you from afar, but you got to go.
Yeah, I just bow out gracefully. I've had situations where I've lost a couple friendships from side conversations. Side conversations that they were actually scared to talk to me, so they decided to hold a conversation between them, and then I got a part over here and I got a part over there, but I just dissolved the whole situation. You know what? It's good. Let me go ahead on and move.
Sometimes it's best. I'm not the type of person I need to argue with someone to end something. Don't mistake my silence for agreement with the situation, but understand that my silence means that I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm good. Now, the 30-year-old Tank may have had to have a conversation and let the bitch know how I felt and tell a few people and shout from the rooftop, but the 50-year-old Tank does not have to do that. I know the value I hold of my friendships. I know what I bring to the table when it comes to being a good person. So I'm not questioning myself. I could give a fuck if anybody else does. So I feel I'm at peace knowing that I walk away from the situation knowing that I brought something to that friendship, and hopefully they'll realize that eventually. If not, I feel good about it.
That was definitely a journey for me. Knowing when someone wronged me in a girl code, I felt like, damn, I love you. You was my sister, you know. So now I'm at but now it's like, okay,
this, yeah. And see, that's what it was. You always had that. Oh my God, I should save this.
And it was definitely my 30, my 20 something, my 30 something.
Yeah, you wanted to,
but now my 40 something.
There's a sense of commitment. There was a sense of feeling like I owed something to that person as a friend, thinking about what we've been through, what we did together, what they did for me, what I did for them. Like, and when you think about it now, you don't owe each other shit but respect. And even when that respect is gone, you still don't owe each other shit. You see what I'm saying? But to wish them well and hope that they prosper and are always a good person. Yeah. Here's what I had to say, because I wanted to kick the shit off. Want to ask the question. You guys know, if I ever have something I want to say or something to talk about, I'm always probably going to ask on Facebook. So I kicked it off. I said, I'll start, okay? I would never date or sleep with someone who my close friend or sister and or has dated or slept with. Now, if they only knew them, it's a different story. So what I mean by that, and I'm going to ask you, what I mean by that is if you and I are hanging out and say we're close. Definitely not going to speak to anybody that you dated. I'm not going to entertain the conversation. I don't want to get on any phone calls with them. I'm not going to go out with them. I'm not about to have sex with them. I'm not, that's just the thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, when I was young in my 20s, I think there may have been a situation with me and my best friend who has now passed away. Rest in peace, Yolanda. Where we may have dated the same guy, now that you brought that up, but that was probably in 10th grade, I think, or something like that. Something like that happened. We were cheerleaders, and I think something like that happened, but I'm just not going to do it. I respect everybody else's wishes. They could care less if you dated someone, go be happy, whatever, but I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. That's just my thing. Now, if they know them, that's a different story. Just knowing them. You understand what I'm saying? But if you've been in my space around me personally, if you and I have had conversations about this man or this person, you know what I'm saying? And you've been around me and this person, I expect for you not to cross that line at all. Yeah. That's just those are my thoughts. How do you feel about that, Lydia?
I wholeheartedly agree with that. I was in a situation, after we talked a situation, I was probably about 18, like right before I got with my husband. An old friend of mine, we back kind of cordial, but old friend of mine. I started dating this guy, but she was, I guess, dating the guy too, but I didn't know. But when he came out, I was dating the guy. She was pregnant for him.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and I was like, why didn't you say anything? So, because I was wondering why the friendship ended.
Oh,
but it was never like,
it was because of that.
Yeah, but I'm like, but I didn't know. You know. And I think that's what I was saying about being careful of kind of keeping secrets from your girl. Like, you should, that's part of girl code too. Like, you can't get mad if they don't know you're dealing with this person, like this new sneaky link whole thing. If that's your sneak, let me know, hey, that's my friend, or, you know, type situations. Or if y'all just exchanged phone numbers and had one conversation and didn't go anywhere, don't get mad if I meet him on a different situation or you meet on a different situation. It's kind of tricky a little bit, but I definitely would not date a friend's guy that someone they slept with. But if it was a casual conversation that you and this guy had and it wasn't nothing but a conversation, it was no dinner, there was no exchange. Right. He's fair game.
Okay. I get it. And I feel that same way too. But not everybody feels that way, right? So guys, I want to welcome to the show Shay. Shay, are you there?
I'm here.
Hello, darling. How are you, beautiful? Am I pronouncing your name right?
Yes, you are.
Shay. So thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it. So let's two things. How do you feel? We'll get to the part that we just talked about. How do you feel about girl codes? Should they exist? Do you abide by them? Have you broken them? What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, if people want to label having respect and love and appreciation and care and concern for another individual that just so happens to be a woman girl code, then I feel like it's necessary.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, we can call it whatever we want, but at the end of the day, it is a form of having respect for the people that are in your circle or close to you, as well as making sure that you do right by them, and as they are doing right by you.
Yes, ma'am.
Protecting them, holding them accountable for their BS. Just all around a good person to them, and as they should be to you.
Okay, so you heard my thoughts on dating people that my friends, my what I call sisters, relatives, anybody. It's just my decision not to do that. How do you feel about that, Shay?
Personally, when it comes to that, I don't feel people should be off limits. But because I have love and respect for the people that are in my circle, I definitely will honor that. Now, if it was the reverse, I don't care. I'll reach you on. I'll introduce you. It's if that's what you feel is right for you. That person that I probably talked to or dated, it doesn't matter to me. I want you to be happy. I want you to feel like you might have met the right person. I just don't feel like love should be off limits.
I got it. So I respect that because there are other people who feel that way, Shay. Like a friend of mine kind of feels that way. Oh, if you guys, I don't care if I just slept with him a few weeks ago. If you guys link up and that's your thing, that's what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? So you're not alone in thinking that way. Like it's not odd for people to feel that way. I really respect it, even though it's not what I would do. And so why do you feel that way?
Well, generally, I am one that, like we discussed before, I'm okay with alternative relationships, ethical non-monogamy, and things of that nature, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So for me, like I said, I will honor whatever my friend and or family member requested me. I will honor that. But it's easier for me because I don't believe in ownership. I don't believe I own anyone. So for me, I'm not looking at that person as that's mine and they're off limits for the rest of your life.
That's a great
It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. That's a great perspective.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that it's people who you clearly are a woman who is knowledgeable about what she wants and how she feels and has come. And have you always felt that way, or did that happen over time?
I've always felt that way. I didn't know what it was and how to navigate that. But in recent years, after turning 40 and really sitting down and getting to know who I am, I was able to narrow it down and understand what I was feeling, thinking, and how to express it. So it's always been there. It's just, you grew up in a lifestyle of girl code and monogamy and all of that, and that's what's inbred in you. And then as you grow older, all that starts to fall away, and
Right.
you start to experience life on different terms, and that feels better.
Right.
So but you don't really know what it is or how to navigate it or how to express it. And then as we have more experiences, it becomes more solid.
Yes. So we have a few people chiming in about what you're saying. So, hey, Kevin. Hey, Alberta. Tahita. Hey, Jiao. Hey, Fran. Hey, Bill. How are you? Hey, Erica. Hey, sis. Kedrick, who's a good friend of mine, he says he totally agrees with you. Kedrick, if you can hear me, why do you agree with her? So while we're waiting for him, Shay, I want you to chime in on a few other things. Let's see what other people had to say.
Okay, here we go.
Hold on. So while we're waiting to see that, Shay, do you think you've ever done something intentionally or non-intentionally that hurt somebody or went against the girl code or morals or ethics or respect? Do you feel like you've done that before, and how did you handle that?
Well, I have not purposely. When I learned about it, I have a conversation.
Okay.
With that person,
right?
Just to learn that, like a couple of years ago when I lived in Atlanta, learned, I was dating my really good friend. We were dealing with the same guy at work, and when she told me, like, "Girl, I don't care," so it didn't matter to her because it was just fun for her,
right?
Recently, I learned that when I entered a girls group that we were myself and another girl. I didn't even know at the time we were dating the same guy. Within a year later, I mean, not dating, but we were talking to the same guy. A year later, we actually learned that we were talking to the same guy, and we had a conversation about it. And it was like, girl, whatever, you can always talk to me about anything that, in this nature.
Right.
So for me, I'm an open book, just like you, but I also like to over communicate so that there's a full understanding of what that person feels and how I feel and what our boundaries are when it comes to our friendship.
Yeah, I like that over communicating. I'm such an over communicator. I don't want anything to be left to the imagination.
Full understanding. Yes. I need to make sure all T's are crossed and I's are dotted. And so we clear. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear.
Yeah. So the thing is, I like the over communicating simply because I don't want you to ever wonder what I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. I hate to babysit people's emotions. I hate trying to figure people out. So I make sure that I'm very clear. I say exactly what I mean. I mean exactly what I say. There's no misunderstanding. If I should have to repeat it, I will do. But you can never say, well, I thought you meant, or I misunderstood. If you did, that's on your own recognizance. But I make sure that I am absolutely crystal clear about anything I say, what I do. My intentions are always on the forefront. I am very intentional in my actions the majority of the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, your girl ain't perfect, but it is what it is. So let's see what Nanette had to say. What you got to say, John?
No, I heard her say that her and the lady, they knew each other. Yeah. But women always so that y'all don't get the detail. Were they talking or were they both of them fucking?
So our producer wants to know, Shay. So you and the young lady, were you guys dating the guy at the same time?
We were talking at the same time.
No. Get that talking.
That's not what he's saying.
No.
Okay, you have a question for her? Go ahead.
Yeah. So the question is, were y'all casual talking or were y'all?
There ain't no casual. Just fucking. That's it.
Say that one more time.
Were you guys casually talking or were you fucking?
No, it was casual talking.
Okay, so you just were communicating. You were entertaining the conversation.
Right.
Okay.
I didn't know her. She didn't know me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it. That was charged to the game.
Yeah. Right. When I got into a friend group, we were still talking to him at the same time.
Gotcha.
And but we didn't learn about it until probably a year later.
Yeah.
Other people knew about it, but we didn't learn, so we had a conversation about it.
Yeah, that's not a big
deal. We moved past it, but also at that same time, I learned that I dated the same guy, like literally dated the same guy as someone that I'm very close to, and I didn't know how to approach that situation because it was well before I knew her.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And this is a different situation as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't know how to approach that, but because I felt like her being in my life was more important than
what you did with him. Exactly.
I did tell her, she was like, girl, please, so it's not like I was still learning to navigate that, so now for me, I'm gonna, hey, we call each other, we see something like, hey, what's going on? Okay, well, that, this is what it is, and we leave it at that. So okay. For me, I'm not making that call to say, hey, I see you doing this and that on social media, because I see a lot of stuff I don't speak on because it doesn't bother me.
Exactly.
But if it comes to me from them, that it's dead immediately.
Gotcha. So have you ever been in that situation where you were sleeping with the same guy and you knew the girl at the same time?
No.
Okay. Have you, Lydia?
Mm-hmm.
You have?
Say
You
it.
just knew her. You weren't friends.
No, I wasn't friends with her.
There
Like,
you go.
okay, yeah, well, not friends. We didn't.
You knew of each other.
Yeah.
I knew the way it was portrayed as this my homegirl.
Oh.
Yeah, this my homegirl type.
Oh, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Type situation. Oh Lord,
but you
I'm
kind
of like Shay, like certain stuff after I got married, like right now where I'm at now, like nothing surprised me in situations. If it's not my close friend, like if you not like my girl, not I got love for you. Like I have a trail ride. Like I won't never cross my trail ride friends. I won't never cross like my day one growing up friends. But if somebody cross like that, and I come into a situation, I'm just like say Charlie to the game. It's like, you know, if you ain't come to me like, hey, I dealt with him and I'm dealing with him. Shit, I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Like
weekend.
Yeah, that's what that is. Like if you especially with me, I am an open book and I'm very friendly. Mm-hmm. So it's very easy for me to gain a friendship. So if you know that this friendship is growing and you know that you didn't see me talking to this guy, but you already did something to this guy, and y'all still doing something. So please I feel like please say something because we can't leave it up to him to say anything because he's trying to get Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. He probably got somebody else
on another day.
Yeah, it might be 2 in one day. We can't leave it up to him. But if it's something and vice versa,
be woman enough to bring it to my attention. Even
with me, with my girls, I'm gonna let you know. Hey, he tried to holler, we text a couple of times. Let me see what it is. Nah, girl, so and so. Like, all right, bet, cool. I'm gonna step away.
I kind of feel like beat me to it. Like, don't let me find out.
Yeah,
because we're still communicating. If you and I are girlfriends, or at least hanging out, we don't have to be best friends. But if we hang out, if we have been in the same space, if you have been to my home, if you've been in my friend circle, if we've been somewhere and just hanging out, doing whatever, please, if you see something, say something. Beat him to. Don't let me find out. Yeah. Because I'm gonna have to ask you, like, what's the problem?
Yeah, and then especially, because once we go to the bedroom, ain't no taking it back. And if it's good, I'm not gonna stop.
Exactly. Okay. If it's what?
If it's good, I'm not.
If you're good, you're not gonna stop. Okay. So we had something else. Let's see. Who else chimed in? Let's see. Kedrick said to you, Shay, he said you mentioned something about not having ownership over the person and that you don't want to stand in the way of love. He thinks that's really 100. He thinks that's really cool. Hey, Nisi. Hey, Shrina. Who else is chimed in? Hey, Olivia. Hey, Russell. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. Tell your sisters, share. We're talking about the girl code. You guys, please chime in. Nothing is off limits. This is an unscripted show. You're here with Lady O. I have my special guest, Shay, on the phone. We're here to talk about this shit, break this girl code down. So, real quick, a situation that happened with me, and Shay and Lady O, you guys tell me how you feel. There was this person who I knew through other people, and just was hanging around. This person has been in my home, been to my house. People know I like to host, so I be having shit. Who's been to some of my stuff, who's been around me with someone I used to date at the time, knew about the whole situation, knew about everything, had been around me with this person because I invited them to come and hang out with me with this person. Mm-hmm. And then I recently found out they were sleeping together, allegedly. Mm-hmm. Right? So my thing is, bitch, you know better. Because I personally had conversations with you about this person. And if you have any fucking common sense, you know that's a line you don't want to cross. Absolutely. Now, when I asked this person, they denied it. They absolutely denied it. Okay? They absolutely denied it. Okay? I could care less about what someone I've been in a relationship does. But to me, as a woman, when I approach you with it and you are not honest about it, then I have a problem with you. You understand what I'm saying? So you weren't woman enough when I asked you about it. Now, I don't care what y'all do, but the fact that you've been around me with this person, you and I have had conversations about this person. This person has laid on my table at my business, and we had conversations about this person. It's a problem for me. How do you feel about that, Shay?
Well, off jump, I'm not going to flirt or initiate or even entertain any conversation with the man that I meet at someone else's house or that's around them. If that person that I'm my friend or associate, if they introduce us like, hey, he's single, then that's different. But you also expressed that they knew of what was going on between you and him.
Yes.
So that's grimy. I don't care if you're my associate or not. I just have respect for women.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't that fucking grimy,
That's
Shay?
real grimy.
I'm not going to do anything that I feel is going to jeopardize. Now, men have lied on me, and I learned again of a recent lie about me doing things that I did not do, just to make themselves look good. But at the end of the day, I have full utter respect for women, especially the women that I associate with, that are my circle, my family. I'm not going to do anything. If I walk into your house and there's a fine man there, he's just going to be a fine man right there, unless you introduce me to him and in a way that makes me
he's single and available. Right. Well, how do you feel, Lady O?
I had a situation like that happen, so I'm zero tolerance when it comes to that.
Yeah, I just thought it was very dirty. I thought it was very, like Shay said, grimy. I really could care less. This person wasn't a best friend of mine, but it was someone who has been around me. I've hung out with them. They've been in my home. They've been in my personal space. We've had personal conversations about that person. You know what I'm saying? You've been around me with that person. Some people just act like they don't know what to fucking not do. You understand what I'm saying?
My situation was with my husband, and we created a friendship. She was actually his sister's friend. She was his sister's friend. And we had an entertaining house. And coming from New Orleans, I don't know how many people on there from New Orleans, but coming here for Katrina, it's like when we find people from New Orleans, we made our own New Orleans family here. And my house was that house. Everybody came together, we cooked food and stuff like that. Well, I'm the hostess and everybody. I remember we had a get together at the house, and one of my friends from Dallas, I used to work at for Garden ISD, and he was saying, "Oh, you need to watch your house. You need to." I'm like, it didn't click to me because he saw something that I didn't. Because you drink good, you want your food. I'm entertaining. I'm entertaining. Yeah. So I didn't catch it, and I remember getting pregnant with my second son. Baby shower was beautiful. My ex-sister-in-law and her was one of the ones who gave the baby shower. And once I had the baby, that's when everything came out and I was crushed. I saw fire because I did at this point look at her as more than a friend. Yeah, she's been in your home. Yeah, not been in my home, gave me a baby shower, bought some of the most expensive gifts. Yeah. It wasn't just a diaper, like she bought. It'd be your own people. Yeah, it was. It'd be your own people. Yeah. It'd be your own people breaking the fucking code. Yeah. And then she came back years later and she wanted to apologize. And she said her reasoning for initiating, because he didn't, it wasn't, she went to him. She was lonely. And she said that it was because of how my husband treated me. How he talked. So she wanted some of him? Yeah, she said because she was married too. That's a good reason. I can see that being a valid reason, but it just makes you think. Yeah. Like, damn. She said it was because of how her husband treated her and she saw how he treated me. That she wanted to get a little bit. Yeah, she was envious of how my husband treated me. Just scandalous. So look, guys, ladies, we have a guy joining us on the phone. Hey, Mark.
How are you? How's it going this evening?
We are great. You want to chime in on the girl code? What say you, sir?
No, I've just been listening and, other than some of the comments that girl code ain't that strong.
I know you did, Mark. You say the girl code's not that strong?
No,
you had little to say. You had very little to say about the man code, the bro code last week.
Yeah, a lot to say about the bro code.
Okay, well we'll follow up on that next time because you had an opportunity, but you chose not to speak on it. So what do you say about the girl code not being so strong?
I mean, like she was just talking about is like the friend of hers that one of her husband saw the way she treated her husband, way her husband treated her, right? Made her friend one or more. Man, that's like, I don't won't say I experience it every day, but gosh, it's pretty normal habit. I'll put it that way.
It's common with men and women
Very common
to do that.
It's very common for a woman and her girlfriends. I mean, that's why I say black code's not strong. It's like slip in their number or do some extra little filling on the arms and backs and just get a little extra rub there. Let me know if they're interested. Or I'm like, that's your girlfriend right here.
So it's not that the girl code isn't strong. It's just that the bitches out here be breaking the code because it exists. The code exists. Thou shalt not fuck with somebody else's husband. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's someone that you know and you're associated with. Yeah. That's an actual code. Tank rule number 3249.
Mine is rule number 3. Do not mess with my man. Do not mess with. That's rule number 3.
But Tank, okay.
Lady O, number 3.
Yes, no, that's rule number 3. So the code is not that the code's not strong. I get what you're saying. You're saying that she broke the code and the people are really breaking the code according to what we're talking about.
Yeah, but you can't talk too much. Y'all say everything and just make the girl want the guy even more. It's like.
Okay, so Shay just said that the code is honored more often than not. So there's just these snakes in the grass who don't give a fuck about the code. You know what I'm saying? Who don't, if they know. So like in Shay's situation, like she's very clear about what she'll allow, what she'll respect, what her thoughts are, what her views are. Now, if she felt differently and someone came along and did the adverse, then they'd be breaking her fucking code.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about some things, rightfully so and respectfully so she could give 2 shits. She'll introduce somebody if she feels like the need be. But if she says, I have a problem with you dating someone that I used to date or entertain or sleep with or was married to or whatever, then I think those lines should not be crossed, point blank, period. Do you guys agree? Or am I the only one here?
I agree about like if I won't deal with nobody you deal with.
Because we now know each other.
Yeah, we know each other.
You understand what I'm saying?
But if it was to come about, we somewhere we might have some mutual friends. Oh, girl,
right.
Okay, so now we know. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I've had situations where I've been in mutual situations where a friendship could have bond, and when I met their spouse, I backed away because I've dealt with them once upon a time.
Exactly.
So I won't even go. It's on a high and by, but I won't break bread. I won't go anywhere where it's gonna be any type of where we can build because I know I didn't play with this person.
Right
before.
now, if I fiddled and battled, fucked around, with someone, say like someone from high school, or or someone when I was younger in my 20s. I did more fucking around in my 20s than high school. That's great. But if I know that person is married and I don't really know the wife, it matters to me. Like I'm not gonna be flirtatious with them, or if they come around, even if they're being flirtatious, I'm not gonna adhere to that shit. I'm not gonna give. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna do it. I don't care what we had before. I don't have to know that woman, but I know that is your wife.
Yeah,
that is your girlfriend. That is whoever you're with now. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Because that happened. So I kind of understand what you're saying. Shay, did you want to chime in?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay. So what do you think? Mark?
Man, I agree. I hear what you're saying, but man, from the man's side of it, it's wow. It's crazy. Even those close girlfriends. I'm not gonna say all women. I can't say that as a blanket statement, but it's. And I think it's rough. But I also think it's a woman's fault too, because y'all talk too much to each other. Y'all share too much intimate information with groups of women, and it just makes the other women just want the guy even more. So.
I agree with that to a certain extent.
Those women, they grimy. So
they don't care.
It's no way. Sometimes you don't know you have a snake in your grass.
Exactly.
So I feel like you're supposed to. If we ever get on BFF status, I'm telling you, I'm gonna share my location with you. It's like you're gonna know. Okay, this is my sneaking link. This is my, this is my so and so. So with that being said, I'm gonna share, and I'm not gonna show you like, oh, I'm. Deep throating and I'm doing this. I'm not going to that part, but you're going to know that this is who I'm going to bed with
this
tonight.
Is what I'm doing with.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
Now it's up to you if you decide to go around married. So that means now I know I have a snake in my grass.
Yeah.
some situations, if you my friend, then I'm going to share it with you because I'm a single woman right now. So I do have friends that I share my location with because I'm a nightcrawler.
Yeah. So as a way of, and to add to that, and Shay, you can chime in a second. To add to that, as women, we have a bond, right? There's a bond we have with the people that are closest to us. I know that with me and my sister friends, and we talk about sex and fucking and niggas and men and doing it and, you know, sex drive and it's good. That's why I'm still there. And girl, I'm gonna be out because I'm about to go get this long down, ding dong. You know, it's just, it doesn't, like, that's something that we hold sacred between us. Now, we don't just speak that way around a big group of women. You have your core group of people that you confide in, that you talk to about. And Mark, if one of those women cross that line, it's a problem. So we really don't see it as oversharing or talking too much when we're speaking to our core group of people about certain things. What say you, Shay?
I agreed, but I'm learning myself to just, I'm trying to learn to stop talking so much to people about my business because in the past, recent past as well, I've seen activities transpire that I've never spoken on. And I've had people come to me and say, hey, do you know this happened? And I never addressed it because, again, I'm not looking to stop someone shine or whatever. They feel like they want to do that. They should go ahead and do that if that makes them happy.
Right.
But at the same time, it feels like they're trying to beat me to it, you know?
Yeah.
So I have to learn, and I'm still working on this, to shut up.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Stop sharing so much.
I agree. So let's see what Nanette had to say. I think Nanette commented.
Yes.
Hey, Nay, I don't know if she's watching. She said, this is what breaks the girl code for me. If I used to date someone and I no longer deal with them and wish nothing but death on them, and my friend who met them through me still hanging out with them, that's a deal breaker for sure for me. Okay. Ladies, please, how do you feel about that?
It's tricky for me because I'm the cool girl. So I won't probably, if they both of my friends, I'm just not, y'all can't be together, but I'm still gonna hang out with him and I'm gonna still hang out with you.
Right.
I can't, if it was a friendship that just because, like,
what if she told you she doesn't want you?
But if we built it, you can't say if they've been together and they
not to be friends with
like
us.
my ex-husband. Yeah. We bond friends. Right. I can't say not for him not to be friends with them or vice versa because that's a 20-year friendship that no.
Yeah, you can't do that. So I agree. I agree. So here's my take on it, and then Jay, you can tell us about yours. I feel like if they wish death on them, they want the motherfuckers to fall over and die because of whatever they did to them. You know what I'm saying? And if it was so horrible, it had to be something horrible that is wishing death. If it was so horrible, you know, I'm probably gonna not. If we were close and hanging out all the time, not do it as much because more than likely the friendship with my girlfriend or sister that I'm calling her, the bond is much stronger. Yeah. If that is the case, because I don't want to lose a friend for the sake of saying, oh, I just gotta hang out with this dude, he's so cool. You know what I'm saying? No. If whatever happened was so horrible to her, it doesn't have to be to me. But if she says, you know, I wish that motherfucker would croak and die, I don't want you dealing with him. Yeah. So there's probably gonna be the arm length thing, like, hey, you know, I gotta back up. I'm gonna let him know. And hopefully he'll understand. Now, if it's a situation which I had, y'all, I was in a relationship and long time ago. Y'all know I'm 50, so I have a long time ago friends. So the relation, I was engaged. The relationship broke up, and the majority of the friends that we had were all his friends, except for a few. And then one of those friends, who is now my brother from another mother, hey Elsie, Like he was the only friend that stayed around.
Mm-hmm.
He was the only friend that stayed around. And there was a problem because of that. He stayed friends with me because I didn't have anybody else.
Yeah.
Made sure I was okay, made sure I was good, looked after me. You know what I'm saying? Because he was the only, and he caught flack because of that. So I guess he thought that they thought the bro code was broken on that end. But I kind of get what you're saying. There was like a long friendship. I met him through him.
And it's kind of like now, like a lot of our friends that we still, I have backed away even from the family. Like I don't go to any family function, anything like that, because I have backed away. But we have 20 plus years. Our family kind of makes it, but it's 20 plus years of friendship.
Yeah.
You know, so he stepped away from certain people and I stepped away from certain people because of the friendship. But if I was to see him or I was invited, I not went to certain functions because
you knew it was going to be there.
Yeah, so that's and that stopped.
And that's understandable.
Yeah. But we're cool. We're cool. We can coexist in the same place together. But so that's a kind of hard thing for me now that I'm back into the dating world.
Right.
I haven't wished that on nobody yet, but
right.
But I'm also Pisces, so some stuff I detach real fast.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys have that ability.
Yeah, I detach real quick. So some stuff that people think that about it really
don't bother you. Yeah. I don't want to ever have to choose a friend or a friend. You know what I'm saying? But if I tell you I'm not fucking with that nigga by any means, if you see him out, I expect you to be cordial, be friendly, whatever. But don't start hanging out with the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Don't start spending time with his ass and other friends, you know, all of a sudden be cordial, because I don't know, none of my friends are going to do that. They're not going to be rude. No, fuck you. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to smile and nod and keep it fucking moving. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But don't befriend them even more. Exactly. Yes, even more. Exactly. Because we got a problem now, bitch, because you weren't his friend before. You know what I'm saying? Like, now y'all friends.
Stay over there.
Exactly. So I don't ever want to hear, I hung out with Billy last night and his friends. Oh, really, bitch? When you start hanging out with him.
Without me.
Right, exactly. Right. So, Shay, what say you? Why are we moving like that?
I'm much like you. I've actually stopped being friends. I changed the relationship from friendship to associate and passing. Respect for the people that I consider my friend. I don't need any discord or you know, the person feel like I'm trying to do something purposefully to hurt them. They matter to me. So this person is now an associate in passing. I'll speak to them. I won't be rude. I'll probably even sit down next to them and have a drink with them and go on about my business. But I'm not kicking it with them, calling them, texting them, laughing, and geeky, and none of that.
Yeah, exactly. There's none of that going on. Really a whole bunch of nothing. Thanks for everybody who's just joining. If you're just hopping on, we're breaking down the girl code. I'm in studio live with Lady O. On the phone, we have Che. And then on the phone, we have special added guest tonight, Mr. Mark. So, Mark, do you want to chime in anymore before we kick you out?
I guess I can leave y'all with this one little party nugget. I don't say it was a nugget, but just kind of summed up from the male perspective, from the guy thing. You know, a lot of time a guy, you know, or men, we do things. It's not for the woman that we're with or with you. It's for your girlfriends. And I say that to say, not so. It's so that it's just in those situations that, hey, I'm planting seeds for your girlfriends just to like me as much as you like me. So I have these opportunities to slide over there if I want to.
So wait.
I'm gonna leave you with that one.
So the snake. Wait, hold on. So you're the snake?
Yeah. No, it sounds like the two-headed one too.
So you're planting seeds just so they admire you just as much as I do. So if something happened with us, then you can slide through.
It's not. Guys do it all the time.
They don't break the fucking bro code or something. I mean, what the fuck?
We talking about the girls' code, not talking about
No.
That's just some shiesty.
You're very fucking shiesty if you're moving like that, right?
Yeah, that's some shiesty nigga.
So you've done that?
what I'm saying,
again,
like,
you've done that.
Likes to go out. Okay, let me just break it. Let me say, like, women likes to go out. All right, you go out, and the big thing is like, oh, the guy took me there. I want to go to nice restaurants with all that good stuff. Guys know that. Okay, cool. You got a home girl. Well, I'm gonna say who told me this, but somebody I know has told me never choose early.
Never choose early. The friends.
Never choose early. Never choose early. Meaning that I guess I'm gonna leave. I'm saying too much. No.
You're good. You're good.
Because I actually agree with that.
What'd you say, Shay?
He would be blocked. I would see how he moved, and he moved real dirty.
Yeah, it's there's some shiesty moving going on here.
I actually agree with that. Cause see, I don't choose early neither. Cause while you think you're choosing me, I'm choosing what I want to.
Well, I get that part. I get that part. You got to have your pick of the litter. You got to make sure you sit back and you watch you behavior. You don't want to pick the grunt of the group.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to pick the weakest link.
That's because they think they choosing. So you can't choose.
Yeah, and we're always the chooser.
Yeah,
we're always the chooser. We allow you guys to think you're choosing us. We are.
I'm always a chooser. I am always a chooser.
So back to what you were saying. So Mark, so you actually moved that way?
Tell the truth.
Gosh, move that way. You make it seem like not one relationship was one totally different. But what I'm saying is from a guy's perspective, I can't say all men, but we know that women girlfriends pay attention to how we treat the person that we're with. So
it happens. You've done that before.
Yeah, I've done it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is where we tell the fucking truth. We're not gonna judge you because you ain't shit.
But you know the other
because we ain't shit either.
But the other half to that, a part of the girl code when things like that has happened, that makes some women operate the way they are. Yeah, they do.
But we have to be smart enough not to catch the bait. Yeah. We have to be the ones to draw the fucking line. We have to be the ones to stand up and say, look, nigga, I see what you're doing. It's not cool. It's not okay. You know what I'm saying? There has to be enough of that instead of the very thirsty, hungry shit that goes on, accepting that type of behavior, allowing it to happen. As women, we have to be accountable for being fucking ladies. Absolutely. We just really do. You can't be so fucking desperate that you allow that type of behavior to come between you and a friend. Because that's the division right there.
Yeah.
That causes the division right there.
Some of them do it for sport. Like you said, like that's a game to them.
Yeah, I would call his snake ass right on out. And I would come. There's more.
Hold on.
I just be called to the guy that's quick to buy all your girlfriend drinks.
What'd you say, Mark?
I think just be kind of close to the guy that's quick to buy all your girlfriend drinks. I'm not saying it applies across the board, but
yeah, because that definitely happens when you treat everybody, that kind of thing. I kind of see what you're saying. Be aware of all the shit, but then I'm not gonna not have him treat my girls right. You know what I'm saying? I can't be afraid that if he buys her a drink, then she gonna sneak around with him. You know, I'm not scared of that kind of shit.
I wouldn't. I mean, to me, it's a given when you're out and your guy's there. It's to me. He's supposed to pick up the tab. That's what I'm accustomed to. My guy treating my friends, and he going by his business.
Okay, so
no. That's a whole other show. I'm not gonna come on that, but I can unpack a lot in that comment.
So here we go. We have another guy because the guys are chiming in online, and Kat said, "Wow, in all my years, I've never even thought of doing what the brother just stated." LOL. I mean. I guess it happens. It's not because you just stated it happens and that it's common. You know what I'm saying? I guess we know it exists because there are probably women that do the same thing with men. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like go around their girlfriend or, go around their guy friends and try to, snake around. That's how it happens. That's the inevitable. But yeah, thanks for showing us your snakish ways. We appreciate you. Now slither your ass on up out of here. So we can finish talking about the girl code. We love you, Mark.
Okay.
Talk to you soon. Bye, darling.
Bye.
So I want to say hey to a few people that have hopped on. That was Mark Kutcher. Hey, y'all, we're going to have him on the show a lot. Mark's a hoot. He's always got some shit to say. So, hey, Antoinette, Sheila, Vincent, John, Tia. Hey, Tia. So look, we are cracking the girl code real quick, guys. So we had some more people that had some stuff to say. So we're going to go through that. In studio live with me is Lady O.
Hey, everybody.
And on the phone is Shay. Shay is my on the phone guest today. And we are cracking the girl code. So another girl code I don't like. I don't break. I don't do a whole bunch of pillow talking in reference to my girlfriend's business. No. You understand what I'm saying? Because once the juices start flowing and the fluids start getting exchanging, shit start happening. Them lips get loose. All the lips get loose. All of them, all four of them. I'm just saying.
Just loose.
All the lips get loose and people start talking. I am not going to share my girlfriend's business, any of them, with my guy in detail. You know what I'm saying? I might say she's having situations with her guy. Okay, that's great. Just so they understand that she's acting weird or this is what's going on, or I'd have to go comfort her, or we're doing this, we're drinking because of this. But I'm not going to go into details because what happens is they start forming opinions of your friends based on what you say and judging their character. And then if they snaky enough, if they shysty enough, they start repeating that business. You understand what I'm saying? So back to what Shay said, like keeping your mouth closed does help. How do you guys feel about the whole pillow talk situation?
I don't do it.
I
think that when you paint a poor picture of your friends, the men in your life will mistreat them.
Yes.
And I just don't believe, and then I'm gonna have to fight him
about my girl. Exactly.
Or on Mad Day with you guys, and you hanging out, or you gonna hang out with your whole friends.
Yeah. She a hoe. Now she a hoe because I done told you what she does, which I'm not judging her, but him on the other hand is when something comes up, you just like your whole ass friend, or you hanging out with your friend, because no, nigga, like I was a hoe when you met me. Like
I just calmed down for you.
I'm a hoe. I'm a hoe. I rock me after every show. But so I don't do the pillow talk. That's super important to me. Like I just don't do it now. I have listened to plenty of pillow talk because niggas is messy.
Ooh, they messier than us.
Men are just as messy or even messier.
You or me?
Exactly. Yes, they're very. They don't make them like they used to. They run their mouths about not only your business but everybody else's business. Like there's a lot of men out here. I know a lot of y'all business, and if y'all only knew, you know what I'm saying?
How much I knew.
Right. I know a lot of business that I done ran across and I shouldn't have known. Do you understand? Because the lips was too fucking. They should have been focusing on these lips and not these lips.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what they should have been focusing on. Yeah. So what else we got, Mark? Let's see. Because we got about 10 more minutes, y'all, and we're gonna be done. It's just like any other relationship. Hey, Michelle. And y'all, I didn't block the names because these people openly commented on Facebook, which is an open forum and on that platform. So I didn't block the names. It's just like any other relationship. You get out of it what you put into it. A lot of times people have motives and you have to be willing to cut those off and pour into those that have been solid with you. True. That girlfriend bond, that sisterhood is just like any other relationship, just like a relationship between a man and a woman. You know what I'm saying? You have to know and be able to work. Okay, Tricia said, letting someone talk about me while you sitting with them. Shut that shit down. I know that's right. Second would be entertaining someone I used to entertain. We talked about that. I don't care if we didn't sleep together. I agree. If the entertainment was there. Now, if you sit there, ladies, and let a motherfucker talk about me and you sit there and allow them to do it, you might as well be talking about me too.
Yeah.
You might as well be talking about me too.
Not going to talk like
exactly.
I'm not going to talk about you, and somebody sit right there because now I'm shutting it down.
Yeah, shut it right on down
because they know they can talk.
Exactly. They know how far they can go if you allow that activity to happen. So if I'm sitting here and you're having a conversation and they're having a conversation about you and you're not here, I'm gonna be like, she's not here. Respectfully so. So if you can't say it to her, just leave that shit alone. We're all adults, whether we're grown or not, because being of a certain age does not make you grown.
Yeah.
It just makes you that fucking age. There are so many immature women around this space that have a lot of growing to do. Being old enough to work and pay your own bills does not make you grown.
Right there.
Okay, Candy is Gone said, women hating on other women out of their own insecurities within themselves. Yeah, people have a lot to say. People got a lot to say about you, your business, because they wouldn't do the things that you do.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that, Shay? Just because someone's not as bold and secure and confident as you are, people will have shit to say all the time. And it be women. It's women.
I've learned that the loudest one in the room is the most insecure.
Oh, yes.
They will do the most grimy shit behind your back.
Yes.
And then expect loyalty from you.
Yes.
And then look at you like you're crazy. And the minute you pick up their phone to call them, they're not answering it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Because if I condone, because I call it condoning that fucking behavior, I'm not with the that's just how she is type of behavior. You understand what I'm saying?
I hate that.
I'm not with it.
I hate that. And I also hate not having accountability. Like, let's just say, for instance, a friend.
Yeah.
When you have the same issues, I don't do needy.
Oof.
I don't do needy. I'm a Pisces. I love you to death. I'm gonna give you the shirt, and I ain't got no t-shirt on. I'm gonna get the shirt off my back.
Right.
I can't do needy.
Yeah.
People.
It takes too much energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you have the same issues with all of your friends,
it's not them.
I need you to step back.
Yeah.
And I do this for myself. If I keep running to the same problem,
type of people,
it's me. I have to step back and okay, what is Lady O doing wrong?
Right.
Keep running to the same thing.
Right.
So if you keep having the same issue with all of your friends, it's not your friends. It's you. And I'm the type of person, I'm gonna call you. I'm like, right, you remember when you had this problem with Marie? You had this problem with Sharon.
Right.
Oh, no. Now I have to show you a pattern of that. I should be able to be that friend to call you on your bullshit.
And if I can't, then we're not going to deal with each other.
And I'm going to cut you off.
Because I want you to do the same for me. Because I never want to be the person that's always right. I never want to be the person that's always giving the advice. I never want to be the person that's always got the good. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to receive just as much as I give. That's what makes the friendship whole.
Yeah.
That's what makes the sisterhood whole. So us holding each other accountable means the most.
Yeah.
Like you have to.
Friend, I don't agree with me because you know if I'm wrong, if I said it wrong, if I move wrong, if I shouldn't did it, now check me. Yeah. Check me. I may get mad or whatever.
But say it.
But
I'm gonna respect you more for calling me out on my shit than anything because I expect it. I want to be able to do the same thing. I don't want to be that person nobody says anything to. Because that's just how. Well, you know how Tanky is. That's just how she is. Like no.
I have this friend. She's working out of town. I'm gonna call her name Miss K. She's like a big sister to me. I love her to death. And I have another friend, Lux. They're both in their 50s. They're like my big sisters, and they keep me on my toes.
As
they
should.
Sugarcoat. They don't do anything. But one thing I will most definitely say, they check me. Oh, you wrong. Oh, you need to do this. Oh, oh, you're not on your game.
Right.
I don't like it sometimes. I don't want to talk sometimes.
But you take it.
But I take it because I know they're coming from a good place. I have another friend. She we literally been childhood friends. And she the one who put some stuff in my face one time, and I mean we were hard down arguing because she was telling me
she was giving it to you.
It was hard for me to digest, but it was real.
When you have your shit handed to you on a platter by someone who cares and respects you, it changes you.
And that's the best girl code that I think that's when I say how do we resolve it? To be honest with your friends.
Be honest with your friends.
If
that's
you
the best
know
code.
you don't have the best interest for that person, move out of that person's life. If you know you don't wholeheartedly love that person and you looking at someone, her significant other, get out of her business.
Please.
Get out of her space.
Please.
You owe it to both parties to let the situation go. If you cannot be honest with that person, you can't be real with that person, you can't love that person with your whole heart like they love you, get out of their life.
So Fran said, I don't know if you call this breaking the code, but I will say this situation happened to me where I opened up and vented to a friend or who I thought was a friend about a situation I had with my man at the time, and she went back and told him everything. Now, Shay,
Definitely, girl code broke.
what say you about a woman running her fucking mouth to the man?
Well, I know that I accidentally said two words to someone and it set off the whole fucking fire flame of bullshit. I don't agree with it. I definitely what type of friendship do we have where I'm sitting back telling my friend's business to her man?
Exactly. Like,
On purpose.
why would I be in that situation anyways? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
What's the end goal for that?
Yeah.
Are you doing it on purpose? Are you trying to destroy me and this relation? What's the end goal? I always question, like, what's your purpose of that? Like,
yeah,
how can, like, why would you do that? I'm really like kind of like dumbfounded with that. Like, someone would do that to their own friend.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. I just think that being in that position, I will never want to be in that position where I'm comfortable enough to have those conversations with my friend's man, and I'm exposing her business or repeating.
I'm not that far.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I never want to be in that position.
I'm not that far in my fate to where I won't put hands on you at this situation. I mean, God ain't done with you yet. He know. I'm gonna have to lay my Holy Ghost to the right.
You shouldn't be running your fucking mouth about anything that we spoke about, and that's a code. You guys have to know that. That's the code.
The problem is, we mistake associates for friends. I'm not a superficial type person where my friendships are not superficial. I either love you deeply or you're just an associate. So a lot of times we're mistaking our position in the person's life as friendship when they just see us as an associate, and we are making associates friends. Yeah. And that's the problem. And that's why there's no honor, no respect.
Yes.
Or nothing like that. Because we have put them in a category that they don't belong.
They don't belong. They haven't earned those stripes. So we shouldn't give it to them. So here's the thing. We have to stop ignoring this behavior. Ladies, we have to start acknowledging how we really feel about fuck shit. Because if someone around you is doing something like any of the things we're speaking about, those are your friends. They probably don't need to be your associates. You don't need those type of people around you. So we have a few comments. There was a woman that I was seeing, actually, this is coming from a guy. There was a woman that I was seeing actually was talking about starting a serious relationship. She and a good friend of mine started a relationship afterwards. She and I don't associate with one another. I told him, yeah, we talked about that on the last show, kid. I saw that. Let's see. Tia said, I feel you on this. Can't do needy. She feels you on that, Lady O. She can't do needy. Yes, Tia, I'm going to call you out. And girlfriend, sis, please call me out when you feel like I'm out of line. And you and I have had personal conversations about a lot of stuff. And I trust that you will always do that. You have to surround yourself with people who are not only honest with you, but honest with themselves. Because you can't speak to me about something you don't do. Having those women around you that always got advice, but they don't adhere to that. They don't take their own fucking advice. Yeah. Oh, I would have did this. You could have, should have did that. But you didn't handle your fucking situation like that. Y'all pay attention to people who don't dance their own beats.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
To the other
exactly. They got more advice to give and their actions aren't speaking for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're telling you how you should behave. Really, they're projecting on you what they should be doing, but they're giving the advice. So you guys pay attention to people, because y'all gonna watch after this show. So many women are gonna be looking at the people around them, the women around them, and thinking,
because it's two different like Shay said, it's two different categories. Some people we put in friend categories when they should be just associates and stay over here at arm's length distance instead of in your inner circle, because it's no way you should have someone that you think is your friend to have that much access to your partner.
Yes. Or anything or any person.
Because, right. I'm saying it because I gave someone access to my partner.
Yeah.
In order to have that type of, to build that type of bond relationship.
Right.
Again, there's someone now, okay, damn, you know how sometimes say something like that makes
but
sense.
that's lesson learned,
I
though.
said it was a friend, but it should have been an associate,
and I think I've been
access to my life.
And I've been in situations where I think the people around me, I'm so friendly at times that I have to watch myself, because this is not the, oh, well, you want to come too? Or you want to do this with us too? Oh, come over here. We're cooking now. You want to come too? Yeah, keep that to a minimal with the people you know you can trust. It's not about being insecure, because that situation happened with the situation I'm talking about. That particular person, I brought around this person on several occasions. And then they turned around and backdoored me and allegedly, bitch, started fucking around with this person. Like, how dare you? Like, you knew some of the shit that happened between us that I said about men and women, or that happened with us, and I brought you around. Yeah. I granted you the access, to that person, whereas you would have never had that. But, he just fuck anything that fucking back at this point.
I think
so.
We have to learn. I think what I'm getting from the girl code is, like, and back to what Miss Shay said, is the people that we are calling our friends are just that's why we're seeing there's so much division in girl code.
Yes, it
because
is.
They're not friends.
They
are associates.
It is.
High and by.
Yeah.
That's
and like Mark said, the girl code seems broken. It seems like it's weak because of people not following the code. You know what I'm saying?
And some people don't know how to be a friend.
Yeah, and see, those people I don't want around me. Yeah, like when you get that skill set or that natural ability to where you can give as much as you take, then you come back around. And if I have a spot for a friend, then then you can come in. But like she said, we are mislabeling people. We're giving access where it should be denied. We should be more sacred about who we allow in our space. Not everybody deserves our energy, our time. Not everybody deserves us, because we're not going to get that back. And then a lot of times we need to stop. And I talked about this on one of my little gym rants. If y'all seen my tank talks at the gym, like, we expect so much from people. And as women, we do that. We expect a lot from each other, and we need to learn to experience people. Yeah. So whatever experience we have with them, see it for what it is and let it go.
Because sometimes, I know for me, my friend, the one who I do my live with, he always tell me, and I hate it. I hate it. He always say, oh, I'm listening, but I'm not. Oh, and he's going to call my name until I say, yeah. Yeah. Why are you expecting you
from other people? Exactly. And we do it, and it's unintentional, but we have to be intentional by not doing it.
And he said, why are you expecting you from people?
It's just natural.
And I'll be like, because I didn't know. He was like, again, why are you expecting you from people?
It's natural.
Just because it came to you naturally doesn't mean it comes to them naturally. Because they haven't. Some people, like my grandmother, I can tell a quick story real quick. I repeated something, I don't know how, maybe 12, 13, and it was taught. One of my friends told me something, I told it to another friend, and my grandmother stopped me right there in my tracks. She said, did she tell it to her or she told it to you? I'm like, she told it to me. She said, but if you her friend, you don't ever tell your friend's business. That friend told it to you for a reason. So and that was just like always the baseline.
Always adhere to that. So did we have any more that we could go through real quick? That was everything? Okay, that's fine. So first of all, this has been amazing. Yeah, so we have a producer question.
Yes, they do.
Okay, so what he asked you guys, which is a good question. Okay. Hey, what up? Is it for Black women? Okay, so what the producers want to know is the girl code focused on or catered to Black women? I would say no. Yeah, and we deal with white women all the time, and a lot of people think the difference is there's a difference, but I think the code exists. It may be on a different level. I think all women expect something from women. in terms of respect, honor, and things like that. Maybe they don't value some of the things we value as Black women, or hold true to heart some of the things or actions that people do, or give a shit. You know what I'm saying? They may not speak on it. But I think it exists.
I'm a wholehearted know that it exists. Coming from the medical background, I've seen situations that it does exist. They just don't. A lot of everything is internal with them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't display certain situations like we display.
Yeah, we're very vocal and very outward. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you see a situation where he didn't divorce his family, but 9 times out of 10 he didn't marry the same mom from the soccer team that his kids was on. You know, like, so in it does happen. And the ex-wife, she's upset because they didn't have bake sales, they didn't have, brunches with mom, they didn't have the situation. So she's hurt because she considered her as what? A friend.
A friend. Yeah.
She's married her husband.
So maybe they don't call it a girl code. Maybe it's just something. I know that other cultures have lines that shouldn't be crossed, and because I have friends of all cultures, so I know there are certain things, and I know some of my friends of other races feel the same way I do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know collectively if that's something that they sit around and talk about, or even I bet you I can find a podcast hosted by majority white people or catered to, and they're talking about girl code. I bet you. Because I guarantee you it was a white person that gave that description of girl code that I looked up on Google. I guarantee you. But yeah.
Girl code from white women ever. So
you haven't heard it?
No, I haven't experienced it. I've had many white friends. My ex and I was just talking about this last week about how one of my white friends came to the door and tried to screw him, and I was like, yeah, I mean, that was years ago. That was almost 20 years ago. But yeah, I've never. All the white women that I brought to my circle have tried to sleep with the men that I was dating, like physically dating at that time.
So you're saying they don't give a fuck about the code?
I think that they give a fuck in certain instances, but not as deep as we do.
Yeah, probably when it comes to them.
Unless they have been around us for an extended period of time, it might change. But collectively, in their community, I don't believe that they do.
Let me see if I have any white friends on here.
I think
I'm gonna need y'all. I'm gonna need y'all to chime in. Other races. I need all my friends on my timeline. I know, a whole nother show. Right. Yeah, I need to know if other races value things the way that we do in terms of the girl code. So you guys can comment on the replay later, because we love y'all, but we still need to see if y'all value the same things that we do, or you just give zero fucks and just don't care. But I refuse to believe that there were zero fucks given. I believe that wholeheartedly, like you said, that there's probably an unspoken code, or you know what I'm saying. But like Shay said, like all her friends, all the white girls tried to fuck. So I don't know.
I think they're. Ooh, that's another show.
Yeah, that's another show.
That's another show. yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to say thank you to Shay. Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having me.
What? Oh yeah, Shay's gonna come in studio when she can. I wanted her to come today, but she couldn't make it. She had other things going on. But Shay, we're definitely gonna have you in, because I'm gonna have other great topics, and girl, you gotta come in so we can talk about it. I appreciate you joining us, definitely. And Shay, do you have a business or anything that you would like us to mention?
No, not right now. No.
Okay, awesome. I just want to make sure I give you, a shout out and let people know who you were.
Appreciate it. Not right now, though.
You got a what? Okay, before you go, Shay, we got one fun fact. Hold on. When you die, which of these would you do with your cell phone? Bury it or cremate you? Give it to your spouse? Give it to your kids or grandkids? Donate to a phone organization? Goes to family with your cell phone? Well, they ain't gonna be able to get in it. Which one of these would y'all do with your cell phone? Which one of these would you guys do with your cell phone? Bury it with you, cremate it with you, give it to your spouse, give it to your kids or grandkids, donate a cell phone or donate to an organization, go to a family member, mother, father, sister, brother, cousin. Do you guys care about that? I think this is a man question. Men probably want to be buried with their shit.
I'm gonna be dead, so it doesn't matter what you do with it.
Yeah, so Shay said she's gonna be dead. She don't give a shit. Okay, pick one, Shay. One of the two.
If I have a spouse, it can go to my spouse. If I don't have one, it can go to my kids.
Okay.
Girl,
Yeah.
both.
So what about you?
Me, because the person I am, I'm shits and giggles is gonna have to go to my sister or my cousin Fats.
Okay.
They're the ones that's gonna know
The code and what to do with the yeah.
And yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, so mine I'd probably donate to a cell phone organization. If somebody can get a couple of dollars from it, I'll just get it because I'm probably gonna have an updated phone, drop it in that thing, get the $200 and let's move on.
Now they got to wipe
Like, I
mine.
don't
They
care.
gotta wipe before they do, they gotta wipe mine clean.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be wiped anyways because they can't. Yeah, they can't. All my naked pictures of all the men I've ever dated are on there. So nobody really wants to see it.
My Jill Scott impression.
Nobody really wants to see it. So you can stay or go if you want to, Shay. We're just wrapping up. So if anybody wants to find you, Lady O, how do they get in contact with you for catering needs or at the daiquiri shop? Can you just
you can contact me at Lady O Cajun Kitchen. My number is 504-333-2137, or y'all can stop by Mardi Gras Daiquiri in Mesquite at 1336 North Galloway Avenue.
Okay, so a few people said about their phones. Ozell said he would burn it from last week. Tia said bury it. Tia said bury it. Tia, why do you want to burn your phone? That's crazy. But this show is brought to you by Hourglass Body Boutique, the award-winning spa here in Dallas, located in Carrollton, Texas. For those of you who don't know, we offer premium teeth whitening, and premium teeth whitening is non-invasive. You want to be white and not brown, because brown teeth aren't sexy, yellow teeth aren't sexy. If a lot of you are watching, you can get your teeth whitened in 30 minutes. So you guys know how to reach me at Hourglass Body Boutique on Instagram. You can inbox me to schedule. There's no discount because it's only $60. Okay. But you guys have been amazing. I appreciate you, Lady O, for coming on. We are gonna definitely have you back here for real. So if nothing else, you guys know to make sure, if you don't have any codes, if you're not adhering to the codes, look at your people, do an honest inventory of who's around you, ladies. This show could go on and on and on. This needs to be a part 2, part 3, or part 4. But this has been Tank Talk with your girl, Hortencia. And like before, lookers and lovers, I will see you next week. You guys have a good night.